Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Tanner Holbrook.
And I'm Jenna Liston. Thanks for joining us. With a vote of 6-1, Daleville Town Council voted against the Yorktown Mounds Lake project. Here's Danielle Jones with the story.
Opponents of the Town Council of the Mound Reservoir are flying high after the Yorktown Council vote. The vote was a 6-1 against the Mounds Lake Reservoir. The standing room only crowd broke into applause as they announced the vote. Tim Maloney with Hoosier Environmental Council says the reaction was very symbolic to the public opinion. Sparks Director Anderson's Corporation for Economic Development urges residents to remain attentive as new info is gathered.
It's an asset that I think is underappreciated, and certainly I think both sides would agree to that. And I think, if anything, this has elevated attention to the White River. And I think it is an asset that we should look and see how do we capture and use this to the best for everybody as we kind of move forward in the next several years.
Opposing have made their stand on the decision apparent on social media with hashtags like the White River Don't Dam It.
Delaware Christian Academy has had a rough start to its school year. The independent faith-based school bought a former elementary school in Muncie to hold classes this year. But as Cameron Riddle reports, problems with that building mean students have been bused to the old building for the first month of classes.
Since the start of the school year in August, not a single class has been held in what is supposed to be Delaware Christian Academy's new home on Walnut Street in Muncie. That's because city officials denied the school an occupancy permit after citing several safety and building code violations, forcing classes to be held at the school's old building in DeSoto. DCA Superintendent Dr. Mike Bowers says he and other school staff worked around the clock to get the building ready, but the problems couldn't be fixed before the first day of school.
We've been doing our proverbial all-nighter here the last couple weeks, trying to get ready for finishing up the building, and we're making great progress.
Bowers says the school has spent nearly $30,000 for compliance upgrades, including removing interior door locks, adding fire doors and alarms, and the biggest task, cleaning 50-year-old boilers that used to service the building when it was part of Muncie Community Schools. Muncie Building Commissioner Craig Nichols did not want to talk on camera, but said inspectors will be visiting the building next Wednesday to inspect one of the boilers that Bowers says is now in working order.
The boiler experts tell me they've just done a boiler test yesterday, and they have great confidence that with the pressure test.
Until the Muncie building is deemed fit for operation, Delaware Academy students will be put on buses and driven 7 miles to the old building in DeSoto.
Mr. Smith, our principal, has done a really great job in telling the students that this is part of life, that these things with the building are things that God does that we have to take in stride.
Dr. Bowers says he's optimistic that if the upcoming inspections go well, they could be inside this Muncie building in as early as 2 weeks. Reporting on the north side, Cameron Riddle, NewsLink Indiana.
Governor Mike Pence joined executives from Subaru of Indiana Automotive today as the company announced plans to expand its operations here, creating up to 1,204 new jobs by 2017. Subaru will invest $140.2 million to increase its production capacity by nearly 100,000 units annually. The company will upgrade its existing campus and purchase new machinery and equipment in order to support the expansion. Indiana's economic ties with Japan will continue to grow, while Indiana is the only U.S. state that is home to 3 Japanese automotive companies, including Subaru.
This year, the Ball State Daily News was awarded 72 Gold Circle Awards from the Columbia Scholastic Press Association. This includes 15 first-place honors. The Daily News dominated in digital media categories such as informational graphics, sports, news, and in-depth news feature stories. Former student Evie Lichtenwalter received top honors for her first-person experience entitled Prognosis Unknown, I Have Cancer But Don't Get Weird. Lichtenwalter wrote about how people shouldn't immediately associate cancer with death. Anna Ortiz won first place in personal opinion with her article entitled Common Sense, How to Take Your Parents to a Bar. This year, college and high school students submitted more than 11,000 entries throughout the United States. And the Ball State Dance Marathon hosted a 5K on Saturday. NewsLink Indiana reporter Alicia Barnarcha is at the Alumni Center with more. Good evening, Alicia.
Tonight, we are at the Ball State Alumni Center, where this Saturday morning, runners and walkers came together with Ball State Dance Marathon for a common cause, Riley's Children's Hospital. Despite the inclement weather, event coordinator Jenny had this to say. Rain or shine, people still care. Here in Muncie, Alicia Bernarcha, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thank you, Alicia.
The former owner of the Peanut Corporation of America could be facing life in prison after he shipped contaminated food products. Stuart Parnell approved of the shipment of peanut butter that was contaminated with salmonella in 2007. At least 9 deaths and over 700 illnesses were traced back to the PCA's processing plant in Georgia. Parnell was convicted last year for conspiracy, fraud, and other federal charges. This was the first time that a food executive had been convicted on federal felony charges linked to a food poisoning outbreak. All right, Tanner, this weather this week has been amazing. Sunny, great. What do you think?
Well, I mean, the cooler weather's definitely coming, and it's been really nice, you know?
Yeah. Let's take it over to Kaylee for more.
Good evening. I'm weather forecaster Kaylee Pluchel. And right now we're looking at McKinley and Riverside the last 14 hours. This past day has been beautiful. Sunny skies and just a great day to be outside. It was a little chilly this morning though, as I saw students grabbing their jackets about to go to classes. So we're looking here at our national temperatures. Kansas City 67, Denver 76, Las Vegas over here a hot 96. But as we move in here to Indiana, we see that Indianapolis is at 68, Bloomington at 56, Kokomo at 59, and right here in Muncie around 57 degrees. As you can see, our south-south winds at 8 miles per hour, so a little bit high, but again, it feels like 66 right now, so it's getting a little fall out there. But tonight, our low could get down to 44 degrees tonight with partly cloudy skies. Those winds will start to decrease to a calmer strength. Tomorrow, a high of 77 degrees with sunny skies. Winds at east-northeast at 3 miles per hour. Our almanac, we see our high today was 83 degrees and our low 44. On average, normally around 75 degrees and a low around 52. So a little bit higher today, but you can see just 5 years ago, we did hit that record point of 96 degrees. As we look at precision cast temperatures, you can see tonight at 2 a.m., Muncie around 51 degrees, Indianapolis at 57, Lafayette 52, so getting a little chillier. As we look into tomorrow morning, you can see around 10 a.m. when people are heading to classes, 60 degrees in Muncie, 63 in Indianapolis, 65 down here in Evansville, and we'll move on into the rest of the day and should get into those 70s. As we look here at our rain, we are going to be clear skies. And we look in here into our 7-day forecast. We are going to be very sunny skies as autumn begins, and it won't feel like those autumn temperatures.
All right, thanks, Kaylee. Coming up, another Republican presidential candidate is dropping out of the race and is encouraging others to do the same.
And the west side of Muncie is getting a $1 million addition. These stories and more when NewsLink Indiana returns.
heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
The GOP presidential lost another candidate today. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker announced he was dropping out of the 2016 race after falling far behind in the polls over the last few months. In his announcement today, Walker not only dropped from the race but also encouraged other trailing Republicans to do the same, saying that a smaller number of candidates can offer a positive conservative alternative to the current frontrunner, referencing Donald Trump. Walker joins Rick Perry as the two first notable candidates to exit the presidential race.
Speaking of dropping out, Governor Mike Pence lost another opponent in the gubernatorial race today. Tom Sugar, longtime aide to former Governor Evan Bayh, announced he will not run for the Democratic nomination for governor. Sugar said in the statement today that he could not run for governor as an employee of the nonpartisan nonprofit organization he helped create. Sugar exit from the race leaves Indiana House Speaker John Gregg as the sole Democratic contender for the nomination.
Delaware County officials are moving ahead with a project that will place a new welcome sign west of Muncie. The sign will welcome visitors into Delaware County and will show some of the history of the area. The sign will be located about a half a mile west of Nebo Road on Indiana 332. The product, which has been in the works since nearly the early 2000s, will cost around $1 million. Delaware County official Angie Moyer stated that bid letting for the sign is scheduled for March 2016, with construction to follow.
The distance from Adams Street from Ohio Avenue to Kilgore Avenue will be converted to a two-way traffic street as early as Wednesday. The Muncie City Street Superintendent Duke Campbell said the city crews are changing the striping on Adams Street Monday in preparation for a Wednesday afternoon or evening changeover to a two-way traffic. Campbell urges motorists to pay attention to signs, signals, and intersections during the new traffic flow is familiarized by motorists. Adams is one of several streets downtown that will see a change of traffic flow along with Charles Street.
The Muncie Sanitary District continues to contact local property owners for what could be the purchase of hundreds of local properties for upcoming projects. The district is contacting property owners in case it has to purchase their land and houses to improve the levee of the White River. Authorized Administrator Grigsby estimated as many as 1,300 properties along the river could be affected by the levee work. Properties could see insurance rates increase if the levees are not recertified. How many properties actually need to be purchased, however, is still unknown.
An Ohio man caused a fatal accident Saturday on US 27. Cole Sells was driving south when he veered to the opposite side of the highway. Ronnie Jones was driving north and tried to avoid the head-on collision. Jones drove onto the shoulder of the South Bend Highway, but so did Sells. Sells struck Jones' car on the passenger side, and the passenger, Rita Jones, was struck and pronounced dead at the scene. Authorities had both drivers take a blood alcohol test. Jones passed, but Sells tested at a 0.27%, which is nearly more than 3 times the legal limit. Sells was arrested and is being held on the Randolph County Jail. His bail is set at $12,000.
All right, and coming up on NewsLink Indiana, we'll have a full look at your weather forecast.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. So Tanner, this weather this week has been great, fantastic, sunny outside, just a little bit of rain a few days, but how are you liking the weather so far?
You know, it's been fantastic this morning. It was really cool walking out of the dorm. So let's take a look at our weather forecast with Kaylee.
Good evening, I'm weather forecaster Kaylee Pluchel. We're going to look right here at our national temperatures. Kansas City at 67, Dallas a little bit warmer at 85, Denver 76, and right here in the state of Indiana, we move in. We have been getting those fall temperatures this past weekend, but we are moving up. Indianapolis at 68, Shelbyville 67, right here in Muncie at 57 degrees. We see south-south winds at 8 miles per hour, and it does feel around that mid-60 winds at 8 miles per hour, and it does feel around that mid-60 point. Tonight, a low of 44 degrees with partly cloudy skies with those calm winds again. But as we look into tomorrow, a high of around 77 degrees and sunny skies. Winds calm down a little bit more, only around 30 miles per hour. But again, a nice day, but it will be still that chilly start like it was this morning. As we look at our almanac here, we see that our high today was 83, low 44, and we're normally around an average around 75, so a little bit warmer, but we do see that around 5 years ago, we did hit that high mark at 96. As we look at our precision cast temperatures, we see that Tuesday at 2 a.m., 51 degrees, and as we move on to towards class times, we see that Muncie at 60 degrees, Indianapolis 63, Cincinnati at 63. So again, cooler temperatures again for classes. But by tomorrow evening, Indianapolis is at 74, Muncie at 70, South Bend up here at 72. So again, those warm temperatures. But it doesn't seem like we will be hitting fall here, and no fall showers either. We do see here precision cast, no rain in the forecast except up here in Iowa, but it will move north and won't head towards us. So again, clear skies for the rest of the week. As we look in here into our 7-day forecast, sunny, sunny, sunny is what we see. And temperatures in the mid to high 70s as autumn begins on Wednesday. And Sunday, we also have a full moon. So again, just those warm temperatures with sunny skies.
Great, Kaylee. Looks like some promising weather coming up.
Yeah, continuing that good, clear weather, no rain showers or anything. Very good news. I'm very excited. The Ball State football team has a new man under center.
And find out which former Cardinal had a big day in the Big Easy.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Amanda Smith with sports. Ball State's football team played their first MAC game Saturday against Eastern Michigan. The Cardinals were looking to bounce back from last week's blowout loss at Texas A&M. And you can see right here, Coach Limbo shaking hands with his players right before the game. Now, Ball State's offense is going to struggle in the beginning of the game, and they're especially going to struggle at the quarterback position. Jack Milas was 0 for 5 passing, and that's going to give Eastern Michigan some momentum. They're going to go up 17-0 midway through the second quarter. Darius Jackson with the long run past Ball State's defense right there for an Eastern Michigan touchdown. Now, in comes the freshman Riley Neal, and he's going to give the Cardinal offense a spark. Ball State down 10. Neal with the pass through the middle to Williams for a Ball State touchdown. Cardinals now down 3. They're going to go on to answer 28 unanswered points James Gilbert bullies his way into the end zone right there, and Ball State holds on to win 28-17. Neal finishes with 194 yards through the air, 86 yards on the ground to go along with 2 scores. Now, earlier today in a teleconference, head coach Pete Lembo announced that Neal will be the starter moving forward, beginning with this Saturday's game against Northwestern. Here's Coach Lembo talking about his decision to make the change.
Well, he's doing a nice job of giving us a balance between the run and the pass. He's still learning, and he's still got some growing up to do, but he gets out there in the game and he's very, very comfortable and he's confident, and he can make some things happen with his feet if plays break down. And he certainly was able to keep our offense on the field and keep the chains moving last week.
Saturday will be Neal's first start ever in a college game. And the women's golf team is at home today and tomorrow hosting the Cardinal Classic at the Players Club in Yorktown. This year's competition features 16 teams, including 7 players from Ball State's lineup. The Cardinals have won the tournament a total of 3 times, and last year they finished in 6th place overall. This year the tournament shifts from 36 holes to 54, meaning they'll play a total of 3 rounds rather than 2. They struggled a bit today, finishing the first round in 9th place as a team and 45 strokes behind the leaders in Eastern Kentucky. Ball State's Allison Lindley is currently tied for 10th place going into tomorrow. Ball State football alum Willie Snead scored his first NFL touchdown last night for the New Orleans Saints. The wide receiver played 3 seasons with the Cardinals, finishing 2nd all-time in program history in receiving yards. He caught his first NFL pass last week in Arizona, and he caught 44 more yards, including the touchdown in last night's game. Awesome. And actually, a former Ball State player is playing in the Colts game tonight, Eric Patterson.
Oh,
so
super exciting.
Cool.
Oh, we'll have to catch the game after our show tonight, won't we? Up next on NewsLink Entertainment.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Hello, I'm Marquise G, bringing you this week's entertainment news. This weekend was show-packed, starting off here in Muncie with Chirp Fest in the Village. Chirp Fest was put together by 2 Ball State seniors and entrepreneurs, Darius Norwood and Chris Kamak. Chirp Fest was a live music festival with performances by up-and-coming artists found by the 2 CEOs. With the intent of bringing together the Ball State and Muncie communities, there was a very blended crowd enjoying the tremendous talent and light show put on to support local businesses. Chirp Fest was preceded by giveaways at the Scramble Light, restaurant-sponsored meal nights, and also a rooftop party at the Village Promenade to kick off the event. Speaking of kickoffs, this weekend had a huge star-studded kickoff with the 67th Emmy Awards. There was a lot to see on the show. Tracy Morgan made a surprise appearance that shocked everyone. Morgan presented the last award for the night and expressed his gratitude to be back on stage. The Emmys also broke history with Viola Davis from How to Get Away with Murder being the first African-American woman to receive the award for Best Leading Actress in a Drama Series. Her other fierce counterpart in the category was Taraji P. Henson for her role as Cookie Lyon in Fox Network's Empire. It was truly a tremendous Emmy Awards night, as they also paid tribute to shows that wrapped up their final seasons, such as Parks and Recreation, Glee, and 2.5 Men, just to name a few. The word on the street is that the presidential family might be making a television appearance soon. Anthony Anderson from ABC's sitcom Blackish is in contact with President Obama to get the president and first lady on the show. Anderson formally met Barack and Michelle Obama at the White House earlier this year in January, where the president and his wife expressed that they were fans of the show. Anthony Anderson revealed his intent to get the president on the show at last night's Emmy Awards and is very hopeful that they will soon have the presidential elite on the show. That's all for your entertainment news. Back to you at the desk.
All right, thank you, Marquise. Let's take a final look at weather.
You know, we are just seeing these great temperatures the rest of this week. Mid to high 70s, sunny, sunny, sunny skies. Like every day we see that Tuesday, 77. Wednesday, autumn begins, but it won't feel like autumn with 79 degrees. Thursday and Friday, mid 70s. And as we look into the weekend, a little bit cooler on Saturday at 75. Sunday, we will have that full moon with a high of 78, and Monday, 76. So again, very sunny skies and just great weather the rest of this week.
So you're thinking short sleeves, shorts, or no?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you saw those temperatures are almost going to be hitting 80s and we're starting fall.
That's crazy. All right, thank you very much, Kaylee, for that final weather wrap. That's all for tonight on NewsLink Indiana, and be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.